this is the Swedish countess, right?
Yes.
And she is in this mess with her ex-husband now because they're getting divorced. And he's like a tycoon of some sort.
Yeah, he's actually the former chairman and CEO of United Technologies.
All right, so he's got $300-some-odd million fortune,
Yes.
like $362 million or something. She's supposed to get $36 million in their post-nup. Not enough. She wants $100 million.
Yes.
Okay, so they go to court, and what happens in court?
She admits that she cheated on him. Right off the bat.
Okay, nice work. Stay classy, Sandy.
Right, she had an extramarital affair with some Swedish guy. He's a swordsman.
Oh, God.
A swordsman.
Oh, please. Did he have some sword play for her?
There was a ton of swordplay. In fact, it's ridiculous. Her ex-husband spent $250,000 on private eyes to spy on her because he suspected that she was cheating. And, you know, he obviously got all the information he needed, found out that she was cheating, and was like, all right, here are the papers for the divorce. I want a divorce, right? She starts crying, and she's like, no, I love you, and hugs him and says, please don't leave me, please don't leave me. So he decides to stay with her. Okay?
Uh-huh.
Sometime later in the relationship, he serves her with papers again.
Uh-huh.
Right? And I don't know what happened that time, but he actually had to give her papers a third time.
One of the times she had sex with him.
Right, she had sex with him.
And then he's like, forget it, you're right, let's stay together. Okay.
Right.
Now, he's like 30 years older than her. So, you begin to see how she kept reeling him back in while she's playing sword play on the side.
Yeah,
right?
she just shows him a little titty.
well, is at least a part of it, I suppose, right?
Right.
You're having sex. So, now, here are the parts that I love. One, her lawyer says, hey, you know what? The fact that you had a private eye, go after my client and follow her and take these pictures, etc., shows that you didn't trust her. He's like, yeah, that's because she was cheating on you.
Exactly.
Right? I mean, like, how do you hold that against it? He was totally right. Now, second of all, think about this. I mean, look, this is the major part of the story for me. She says, yeah, I had sex with somebody else, but your $36 million is not good enough. I want $100 million from you, even though I cheated on you. How does that make any sense? I think we've lost sight of all rationality.
No, it's ridiculous. I can't stand this woman. I mean, I want to smack this woman across the face. Okay, during the court...
Proverbially.
Yeah, no. In reality. Let's keep it real. No. This is how terrible this woman is. She shows up to the court proceedings wearing $255,000 Harry Winston earrings that her ex-husband had bought for her. You dumb whore! If you really need the money, sell those earrings. You don't need all this crap. This woman is ridiculous. I don't know. She claims she needs $45,000 a week on clothing. I want to smack her. She's so dumb. And look, what has she done to help this man earn his money? You've made this argument a million times before. Nothing. All she did was sleep with him a couple times and then sleep with other men on the side. She doesn't deserve any money. She doesn't deserve crap. She's lucky she's getting $36 million.
Of course she is. That's $36 million. And she signed a contract. It wasn't even a prenup. It was a post-nup, which are even stronger.
Right.
And she says, no. It wasn't enough. Okay. And they were only married a couple of years. It's not like they were married forever. I think they got married in 2002. It's the worst, man. I mean, look, both sides are a little skeevy here, right? During the court proceedings, we find out that her husband gave her her engagement ring constructively. I was like, what the hell does that mean, right? In other words, he kept the title to it, if there is such a thing as a title for a ring.
Yeah, because he's smart.
You're saying it's okay?
Yeah.
So, but if your fiancé gave you a ring and you thought it was yours, but in reality he still owned it, you wouldn't mind?
This is the thing about an engagement ring, okay? If a man gives me an engagement ring, I don't consider that my ring. I consider that our ring, a symbol of our relationship together. If we're not together, that ring doesn't belong to me. I don't understand this. It just doesn't make any sense.
Let me tell you something.
I don't think there's anything skeevy about this man. I think this man was smart. He realized, okay, this is a younger woman. She's a gold digger, and I need to protect myself and my assets. So, yeah, all the things that I buy are going to be under my name. He's a smart man. That's what I would do if I was in his situation. Because he's with this see you next Tuesday, and she's trying to steal his money, and she's cheating on him. So good for him.
The only part where, of course, he wasn't smart is he should have never married her in the first place. He should have just been like, yeah. Right after we have sex like 10 or 12 times, I'm definitely going to marry you. And then be like, oh, look at that. It turns out I didn't. Go run back off to your swordsman. Who has sex with... Who has an affair with a swordsman? I mean, come on, for that alone, the judge should be like, $0.
I don't know. The thought of a swordsman makes me all hot and bothered. So I mean, I can't talk crap to her about that.